Just missed the second activation, was the intro. Oh man, oh well. But anyway, good Wednesday morning. This is episode 12 of Downers Grove. My shoe's coming loose again. Oh, that's great. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. That's taken care of now. Anyway, like I said, welcome to episode 12 of Downers Grove. I believe this is the second to last stream we could do, for the season at this point. Yeah, we were in a whole lot of traffic today. Of course, as a lot of people usually do since this is the morning commute. I mean, man, 55 was backed up after Weber. And I was surprised to find out that 355 was even backed up. Mainly past Plaza. So it was actually after the Mountain Toll Plaza that we were backed up. So, but we were able to make it, but not in time for the express, unfortunately. Well, the first of the two. Alright, we'll see how that unexpected phone call affects the rest of this. I need to take something out really quickly. And retie my shoe once again. Okay, there we go. That's taken care of now. But anyway, yeah, we are nearing the end of the season here. In fact, I believe we're at the tail end. But I was about to say that yesterday when I was here, wow, I absolutely hit the jackpot. From the total tally of everything from yesterday,
Train number 1211 2R is now arriving. Please step behind the yellow line. BNSF train number 1211 2R is now arriving. Please step behind the yellow line. arriving in approximately 6 minutes.
All right, that's how long we've got for that. I was about to say something. I don't think I've ever had a phone call interrupt our morning stream here. Yeah, our morning stream. Well, that's because I'm trying something new in terms of packing. So my mother thought of this idea to pull out one of my old backpacks. Yeah, C-Trax Think Train, of course. And I believe that is perfect because this is usually the first thing that we do. Is that express? I believe that express is continuing on to Chicago. Yeah, that was the one I missed. That's all right. That's all right. I mean, we still got a whole other. I mean, I want to stay here again and watch another express go by. I got to be aware of all the traffic here. Now, I actually meant something when I said that I ended up hitting the jackpot in terms of the number of trains that I've seen in just yesterday alone. And there were quite a few surprises along the way. I did capture the siren test on tape, and I was surprised that those were the exact same sirens from my hometown. Oh, from my house actually, the same ones. Illinois didn't even do their monthly at all yesterday, so I guess that means they'll have to do it next week. They better. What else? Yeah. And this is that very same building where yesterday after I came in, well actually soon after I came in, the fire alarm was set off, and of course emergency vehicles were en route. I don't want to get closer, but that's the alarm in question. I think that's the same alarm that school has. I think it's that very same alarm. It's most likely that. And of course, a manifest came through. It's actually one of those local ones, those small local runs. But then, of course, a whole bunch of other ones kept coming and coming. I was able to see 3 out of the 4 Amtraks that usually come through here. In order, Zephyr number 6, which was the very same one that I saw earlier in the day. And then Zephyr number 5, which had Amtrak's Operation Lifesaver unit leading, which I have never seen in person before. So that was exciting to see. And then a train that I have been longing to get since I started this thing, and that was Southwest Chief number 3. And boy, it was packed with goodies. The second of the third unit was number 164, which is an older phase heritage unit, and it was shipping 2 redone Metrolink cars back to Los Angeles. Now, to be honest, I have never seen a Metrolink car in person before, so that was a first. Well, that actually was not the first time I saw that kind of coach car, or passenger car for that matter. The first time was actually just last week when I was in Seattle. I saw the Sounder. I did see a Sounder train pull into Seattle Union Station, but I did not get it on tape, unfortunately. But it is all right. Hold on a second. Of course, everything has to ruin the show. But good thing is it reconnected, so well, I guess we're set on that. What I was about to say was, I did mention about the Sounder already, and those kinds of coach cars that I have never seen before, so that was very surprising to see it on Amtrak 3. I wasn't expecting it, but when I thought of it, when I saw it, I was thinking of that very late Amtrak 4 that came with those same two cars. Those would be shipped here to Chicago for refurbishment, and then on a later 3 would be sent back to Los Angeles on the return trip. Yeah, on the return trip to be returned to the Metrolink service. So I'm sure those cars will get a few more good years of service out of it until Metrolink introduces the Stadler thing. Until Metrolink debuts the Stadler, which who knows when that will be. But I'm going to get to what happened last night when we were last with you all in a little bit, because the 1228 will be here right now. Perfect timing. And there it goes, off to Union Station. Now what's this over here? You buy it, I build it. That'd be nice. Why is this patio thing still here? That event already happened. I don't know why it's here, but it's here. All right, now with that done, I'm gonna stick around here, but this time I'm gonna watch the Express from this platform so we can hear the announcement crisp clear. Yeah, I believe that was the same car from that compilation of the Metro door closing announcements that had the high, I think that's the highest pitch of all of the announcements, I believe, out of all the cars on these Metro coaches. I believe that could be the case. I was about to get to what happened last night, so I'll go ahead and do that now while we have some time before the Express comes. It's 6:36. Why is the email from Monday still there? Because I took care of it then. That's odd. I don't know why it's showing up again, but nevertheless. So, after we left you last night, I did finish the catch-up process with all the stuff from last night. Mid-Hudson Valley failed to do their test again. I got Oklahoma. Tennessee didn't even do theirs. Who else? Who else didn't go? Yeah, Tennessee was supposed to test. They didn't do it. New York City did theirs right on time, in fact. Who else? Iowa went last night, and I believe that was the only other one. I don't know about San Diego or Santa Barbara. I have yet to check, but it is in my logger. It is in my monitors, so if it did go, it should have taken it. So if it did end up, so if it took it, it took it, and that will be the thing that counts. And then in terms of Horizons 5, 6, and 4 went. Oh, and 15 too. I forgot about that. Now I checked the recording, and apparently all the Verizons stopped and they never refreshed when they were supposed to. So, yeah, that's a big problem. But thankfully, we have that Comcast thing, so they take the Verizons, which is good. So I got the Verizons there. Okay. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. All the weeklies that I usually have in the logger are there. So they're all set and ready to go for later today when it all kicks off. In fact, in just a matter of minutes. I would say WJAS, but we don't have that SGR receiver anymore. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing because we can't get them on their iHeart stream. WSBC didn't even do their weekly this morning. They did the pre-roll and everything, so it seemed like they may have stopped streaming, stopped the headers from going through their online streams. So if this happens 2 more times, then SPC is getting taken off then WSPC is getting taken off the list and will not be part of our Wednesday cycle anymore, which I hope will not be the case. So we'll see how the weeklies play out today. I heard there's a marginal risk. I have yet to check the updated one, see if it was upgraded. But if it was upgraded, then I'm not sure who will postpone, but we'll have to find out when we get to that time. But then otherwise this morning I did the whole catch-up process with everything from earlier today and, well, everything from this morning up to 6 a.m. But everything that happened from that time up to when I get back, we are going to do that. We're going to do that all when we start the evening portion of this whole thing later tonight, later today after my work is done and I get back home. So other than that, that's what happened last night and going into this morning. Yeah, I told you, yeah, I said to Drew about how we met the Bears mascot. Well, yeah, this is August. September is coming quickly, and soon football will be back in full swing. And the Bears will kick off its next season. I haven't heard much about their new, possibly their new stadium. I mean, they're debating between the Lakefront and Arlington Heights. That raceway is already gone. So if they're going to do Arlington Heights, well, they need to make a decision. And hopefully they can soon enough. But who knows? So yeah, I believe that's everything. But also I did take home that stick of RAM as I promised I would, to go into one of my laptops. So the most likely case I'll be able to do that will be on Friday. Now for tonight's stuff, we'll have to curtail a lot of this because I will be back here tomorrow as well, as many of you all know. We'll be here again tomorrow morning doing the same thing. So the plan tonight is to do the primetime stuff. Let's see, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Match Game. And then after that, I'll put together today's Downers Grove episode. And then catch up with the products after Wheel of Fortune, or maybe may just do Deal or No Deal. We'll be caught up by then. Anyway, I see the Express coming right now. This will make up for the one I missed. We're gonna stay right here and watch it go by, and then I'll get all the way across over there and then head off to the school. Yeah, that speaker's right there.
For your safety, please step behind the yellow line. The next inbound train approaching your station will not stop. For your safety, please step behind the yellow line.
Oh yeah, that felt good. All right, let's get across and head to the school. Well, let me go ahead and say it again about the schedule for today. Yeah, there's the safe tran gate mechanism. The original gate mechanisms were left in place when BNSF did these crossing upgrades. Yes, Drew, I know I know I missed the Chicago Weekly. I know, you told me that like what, 5 times already? I was aware of it because I checked on Wednesday morning when we were heading up to North Cascades and I saw the postponement announcement. So yeah, I'm sure Chicago's going to test today, as I don't really, because of course nothing much is on the table. Either that's San Diego, Santa Barbara, or some other area. Don't know which one it is exactly, but I'll look later when I get home. Of course, you'll see the whole process. So yeah, that's the plan tonight. Catch up on everything from today, and we'll see what we can fill in between the time we complete that and prime time. Yeah, San Diego, they're like an hour late. Did they go an hour late or were they right on time? I'll have to check. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look when we're done here and see. But yeah, I've been thinking about getting the express from the other platform, so it's not why don't we do it while we're right there and hear the speaker too. So that's even better. But am I gonna get lucky enough to see those Amtraks again? Well, I don't know. Probably not, but we'll have to see how work plays out today. Yeah, we'll have to see how work plays out. But yeah, it's always a joy when I'm here. We'll be at the school by then. So 5 minutes until the next inbound shows up. That's how long we've got for that. But yeah, 21 trains in just that one day yesterday. That's actually a new record, if I remember, in terms of the amount of trains that I caught in a single day. And now, at 45 minutes, I believe that is now the longest episode, the new longest episode in the Downers Grove series. But unfortunately, not long enough to overtake Rochelle as the longest Railfanning video on the channel. That actually may be the second longest now. That actually is the new second longest video that I've done from here. I mean, when I was waiting all that time, I mean, I could have just went downtown then, but I mean, it was F40M District Photography that started everything, that started this whole thing. Not the whole series, but the whole thing about going further downtown just to watch everything. So yeah, that I believe is the last express that will come through Downers Grove for now. But if I do end up getting to see any of the Amtraks here today, we'll see if I get to see Amtrak 3 again, but I believe it will be with a normal consist. We'll see how that goes. And speaking of Amtrak, I just furthermore realized that I forgot to go back on Amtrak 7 and the 1340 Borealis last night. We were too busy with catch-up. We were too busy with Roblox, trying to process how late I was, start the show, and the 1% Club. Yeah, all that. But tonight, we will be able to see Millionaire and Match Game. So then Downers Grove will be put together after that. And then we'll just play catch up with everything else. And then afterwards, like after Wheel of Fortune, we can just get the Verizon set up and then end the show there. So that's what tonight's plan looks like. I also forgot to mention too that yesterday's Carl Sandburg out of Chicago was canceled. I was hoping to see it because it usually comes through at like 8, somewhere after 8 in the morning. It usually comes through here. It may have already left Chicago Union Station and maybe on its way now. Is that supposed to stop in LaGrange and then continue on to Naperville? And then all points until Quincy, which I believe is its terminus. So shouldn't be too much longer for the inbound now because it said 5 minutes. Here it is now. There are those double units again, just like last time. All right, that is going to be the last one. That will be the end of it because I assume my boss is already here, which I believe is the case. So with that, we'll see you back at the studio when I am done, when I get home from here tonight, for the weeklies, all the primetime stuff, putting this whole Downers Grove thing together, and of course we'll see if we can do Deal or No Deal with Brandon tonight, as well as Wheel of Fortune 2nd edition, and other things. We'll see. So until then, hope you all have a good Wednesday, and we'll catch you all later.